One of my students asked me if I could explain to him how to change guitar strings. It's one of those things that can be very intimidating at first. The first time you try it, it seems like it will take forever, and it will. It might take you an hour. But there are just a couple of things that are short and easy to remember that might help. Let me talk first about a steel string guitar. And what I do with mine is I loosen all the strings a little bit. You get a string winder, really cool little piece of equipment that looks like this. This is my Scotty's string winder. There are some much higher tech ones, but the two tools you really need to change strings are not much. A set of strings, which I don't have handy here, wire cutters, and a string winder. So you take the string winder, you loosen all the strings just a little bit, not really enough you don't have to unwind them all the way. This is really important. This saves some time. Just make them loose enough to where you can now use the string winder to pull the pins out of the top of the guitar. So we have 6 pins, one in each string. And you pull the pins out, and then you gently take the strings out take the bead end of the strings out. What I like to do at that point is grab the 6 strings and tie a knot in them together so that they kind of stay together. This is really important because now you don't get strings all over the place. And yes, I do take them all off at once. So, strings all come off. Now you unwind the couple of winds you have down here and pull them out. That shouldn't have taken more than maybe 5 minutes for that whole process of getting the old ones off. So now I reverse the procedure. I grab this pack of new strings. I usually use Diodario phosphor bronze, starting with a 13 thousandths of an inch for the high E string, and put them back in the holes, put the pins back in, and now I've got 6 strings sticking out of here. I lay the guitar down on my lap, if it wasn't already, and start with the 6th string, thread it through. One of the most important things here is not to leave too much of the string loose to wind and not to leave too little to wind either. So what you do is you put the string all the way through the hole, pull it back about 2 inches, maybe 1 fret's worth, and then just start winding. Then do that for each of the 6 strings. Another really important thing I like to try to do here is I would do the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings first. Then I would go to the 1st string, the 2nd string, and then the 3rd string to make it all... it's easier to wind the strings further up the headstock when you don't have the other ones in the way. So that's a little bit of the information you need to know about changing strings. It's not that difficult, but you need to do it pretty regularly so that you get pretty fast at it and it doesn't take an hour. Pretty soon you'll be down to 10 or 15 minutes, but don't be afraid of changing your strings. Do them often and you'll be a lot happier.